Chivalry 2. Oh my, what a game. What is up, people of the internet? It is your boy fenneix, come back again with another video. Today we're going to be giving my first impressions on the Chivalry 2 beta that has just passed. Without further ado, let's get right into the video. So yes, over the last weekend I've had the pleasure of playing Chivalry 2's beta, and honestly, just long story short, getting it straight out of the way, it's been a blast. It is honestly some of the most fun I've had in a multiplayer game in recent history. Definitely in 2021. For those of you who don't know, this is Chivalry 2, the successor to Chivalry 1, and it is a medieval hack and slash multiplayer game in the same vein as Mordhau, with aspects of Mount and Blade, Bannerlord, War of the Roses, War of the Vikings, that kind of niche, should we say. For those that want a comparison but have no clue what this is, essentially imagine Battlefield but with swords, arrows, and a whole lot more blood and decapitation. So once in the game, you have 4 classes you can choose from. These are Archer, Man-at-Arms, the Vanguard, and the Knight. These all have different specializations and stuff. You have the Knight, who's like heavy armor. You then have Man-at-Arms, which is more light, dancy around. And then you have the Vanguard, who has long-ass poles and shit. And then you have Archers. Lots of players hate Archers, because who the fuck wants to be a pussy and hide in the corner and shoot arrows? Well, they're kind of fun, but you know what I mean. From there, you have 3 different subclasses in each of these classes, and each set of those have different weapons and specializations. From there, you hop in. In the beta, there were 2 different modes. There was Team Deathmatch and there was Siege. Team Deathmatch is very much what the name implies. You just hack and slash until the other team has no lives left, and GG, well played. The other mode is Siege, which is a timed objective, comparable to, say, Rush in Battlefield, where you have an objective as the attackers, say, burn down a camp, break the outer walls, kill the heir to the throne with a broom. Kind of fun. And both of these game modes are really fun. I personally preferred Siege because you have these gigantic, huge 64-player battles where you're just rushing into these choke points with just lines of men just slashing back and forth, heads flying, blood going everywhere, people carrying bells, anvils, fish, chickens. It's just insane. And it is so much fun. The audio sounds amazing. Hearing the sound of swords slash against both flesh and metal, blood flying everywhere, the screams in the background. I'm sounding rather psychotic while talking about this, but it is so much fucking fun. And once you get into that, it's not just a simple left click kill, like right click defend. There is jabbing, kicking, feinting, ducking, dodging, holding, parrying. You can then do an overhead attack, stabs, slashes. Each class has a special attack, and this all molds together to form this strange rhythm of battle as you go back and forth trying to break momentum, defend, break momentum again, parry, counterattack, and it is so much fun. Now, instant comparison is, isn't this just Mordhau? No, this is definitely a more casual experience. But before I continue, just because it's a more casual experience does not mean if you are good at these kind of games, you can't just absolutely shit on kids. I played against this one dude. He was a man-at-arms. It was like 3 knights against him. He dodged, weaved, and proceeded to beat all of our asses. So if you know what you're doing, you learn the mechanics, you can definitely shit on kids to no end. Maybe not in the same flamboyant, faint, spamming style of Mordhau, but it is still fun. And along with this, in comparison to the original Chivalry, there is no more helicopter, spinny roundy boys hitting you while they're not even facing you kind of madness. So that is another, personally, I think it is a nice change. Along with this, as I was saying, it's more casual. It does not take itself seriously. You can pick up fish, you can pick up chickens, you can pick up anvils, you can pick up pretty much anything, boxes, brooms, and just lob them, along with any of the items you currently have equipped or find on the battlefield. So any sword that you find before, pick it up, throw it, use it. The world is your oyster. And along with that, if you decapitate someone, you can proceed to pick up their head and use that as an item to throw at people, which it's just great fun. Now, great thing about this game, unlike the previous and other medieval hack and slash games, is crossplay. My main concern with this game is its longevity. Many of these other games, after a few weeks, do devolve down into these kind of like these hardcore player bases that do just stick with the game, but it doesn't get much mainstream attention outside of the first few weeks. What I'm hoping crossplay will enable is for a more healthy community to stay with this. And along with the fact that this is a more casual game, hopefully that too will proceed to give it some more love. And as long as Torn Banner play their cards correctly, I really hope we do have an exciting game on our hands. As at the moment, I think the pay to entry is about 35 quid. So it's not AAA, but it's not free to play, and it's not some indie 10, 20 quid kind of player game. So it's definitely AA kind of price tag. But for the amount of fun I had in that weekend of playing, I'm very excited for its release on June the 8th. More maps, more game modes, and more just all-round bloody chaos. So with that being said, that is my first impressions on Chivalry 2. I definitely think it is going to be a really, really fun game, and I'm hoping with the crossplay and the fact that it's gone down the more casual route that we will have a game that has a longevity on its hand, that won't just die out after a few months time. Now, am I saying it's going to be the next Fortnite? No, of course not. It's a fucking medieval hack and slash game, not battle royales made for Timmy, the fucking cranky 90s nerd. But do I think this is a game that is going to last over the next few years? I'm hoping so. I really am hoping so, because this is genuinely some of the most fun I've had in a multiplayer game recently. So with that being said, peace out, Toodaloo, and goodbye. Laters.